diagnosed in 2019 with triple negative breast cancer. 1 week later, had a double mastectomy, and a week after that, learned I carry the BRCA1 genetic mutation. Because of that, I opted for a hysterectomy at the same time we did my breast reconstruction exchange surgery. Ended up with an infection in my right implant, lost that implant. I did chemotherapy with cold capping, which saved about 80% of my hair. And just before my last round of chemo, ended up with an infection on the left side and lost that implant too. Once chemotherapy was done, I thought I'd get back to normal. So not the case. Over the next months, I developed blood clots and had to have surgery for kidney stones. COVID was just beginning. I ended up starting my reconstruction over again with expanders, which got infected, but we were able to salvage them with an emergency surgery. And we were able to get to the implant exchange surgery. I thought, okay, now I'm actually really done, I hope. But I got sicker and sicker and realized I had breast implant illness. I had to find a doctor that would believe me and start over again with a deep flap reconstruction, removing my implants and transferring belly fat and arteries to make tissue that my body wouldn't reject. That was a success, but the next day ended up in surgery because I was bleeding. A week later, ended up in emergency surgery because I had a life-threatening strangulated hernia. 4-inch tear in my abdomen, 2 feet of intestines shooting through and being clamped down. And the surgery was a success, but found that the doctors had put a huge piece of hernia mesh in my body. I had just gotten my implants out because they were making me so sick. But the doctors assured me, no, this mesh won't make you sick. Okay, but again, kept getting sicker and sicker and was diagnosed with gastroparesis. Ended up at Mayo Clinic, and after lots of testing, they found that I have chronic idiopathic constipation from all of that surgery and the hernia itself. And with all the other symptoms I had, I knew that the hernia mesh was making me sick this time. Found another surgeon who would remove the hernia mesh and took a big segment of skin from my back to repair the hernia damage without using any foreign objects. A very long recovery. I was doing better, but then started having new symptoms and was diagnosed with several chronic illnesses, including Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, mast cell activation syndrome, and POTS. My 15th surgery was just over a year ago to go tighten up the skin that we had used to repair my abdominal wall because I wasn't able to move correctly. I'm still trying to learn to live with it all. It's a whole different life after cancer touches it.